Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about Dinoland and saying goodbye to it at Animal Kingdom in Walt Disney World. Let's get started. Hey guys, so you may be aware there are huge changes afoot at Walt Disney World. In a few years' time, it is not going to be the park we know and love as it stands now, and huge changes have already started, from the Villains Land creation at Magic Kingdom and the removal of the Tom Sawyer Island and the Liberty Bell Riverboat ride, to the changes now that are happening at Hollywood Studios and transforming the Rock and Roller Coaster into a Muppet themed ride, huge changes at Muppet Land and beyond, and also at Dinoland in Animal Kingdom. I first became aware of this change in Halloween 2024 ahead of our visit, and I must admit it made me go to Dinoland as a priority area to go to because I knew it wasn't going to be there forever. I remembered the dinosaur ride from our holiday in 2019, and I remember us having the most fun meeting the characters all dressed in their dinosaur outfits because they look so cute. And we met Chip and Dale, we met Daisy, we met Donald. I think we met most of them there in their outfits, and they are so cute. In our 2024 trip, things had already been underway in terms of changes. There were dinosaurs that had been removed from the dinosaur ride, and you could see that things were starting to wind down. The first place really that I headed for on this trip was actually to the arcadey bit, because I'd heard that they did dinosaur themed toys, and that those were the prizes for the little arcade style games that they had there. So I dragged my family over and made a strategic gameplay for all of us to play one of the rides in order to win a little stuffed Triceratops, which I'm delighted to say I did manage to secure. I didn't actually film getting that toy because I had my chest harness on and my my camera set up in it ready to go. But I was so fixated on, I have to win this, I have to win this, I have to win this, because it was like $6 each. So you're paying $24 even to have a chance at winning a toy. I just couldn't risk it. And as it turns out, I won. So that was great. I actually won two of them, although they had upped the size of the prize. They had upped the numbers needed for the same size of prize when I went back the second time. So as a consequence, instead of having an iguanodon and a triceratops, which is what I wanted because the iguanodons have embroidered Animal Kingdom on them, I actually ended up with a big Triceratops from my original game and a little Triceratops from my subsequent game. And I'm trying to remember who in my family won this one for me. I think it might have been my sister, or it might have been me. I've lost track. Oh, no, I think I won. I don't know. One of us won it. And then my sister won one separately. Anyway, we got the little teddy bears and they are so cute. And as I am recording this, I am both looking at the big little dinosaur. I'm looking at the big dinosaur and I'm also cuddling the little one. So sweet. Also my favorite colors. Okay, so let's talk about what is really going on. So this park, this area of the park, Dinoland, this has actually been in place at Animal Kingdom for almost 3 decades. And they are closing Dinoland USA and they are going to replace it with Tropical America's Pueblo Esperanza. And my understanding is there's going to be an Indiana Jones themed ride and an Encanto house style ride as well. But it's such a shame because Dinoland is so, I'm going to use the word kitsch. It is just adorable. It's old school. It is so sweet. Let's talk about it further. So back in the late 1990s, Dinoland USA was one of the original themed lands that opened with Disney's Animal Kingdom on the 22nd of April 1998, also known as Earth Day. And it was designed around two big ideas. The first was scientific discovery through the Dino Institute, a research facility that sends guests back in time to rescue dinosaurs from extinction. And also, number two, roadside Americana. And that was represented by the quirky Chester and Hester's Dinorama area and inspired by the old roadside dinosaur attractions that you spot on cross-country road tours. The land's headliner was Countdown to Extinction, which officially became known as Dinosaur in 2000 to tie in with Disney's animated film with the same name. And that means that the ride, built around a thrilling combination of dark ride storytelling and motion simulation technology, entertained guests for nearly 28 years. And gosh, that ride's fun. It's also very jerky. 28 years of meteor chases, dinosaur jump scares, and Dr. Siku reminding us we're not going to make it. Over the years, Dinoland became a quite divisive part of Animal Kingdom. There were some guests who loved its humour and tone, and others felt it didn't fit the park's otherwise cohesive, nature-based storytelling. And in 2024 D3 Expo, Disney officially confirmed what people had long expected, that Dinoland USA would be completely reimagined into a new area inspired by the tropical Americas. According to DisneyParksBlog.com, Dinoland's final day of operation will be the 1st of February 2026. That's yesterday for me recording this, with the area fully closing today, February the 2nd, 2006. And that includes the dinosaur ride, Restaurantosaurus, which I think is one of the best named locations in that park, the Dino Institute shop, which is so fun to explore, and every corner of the land. This closure marks the end of that 28-year run for one of Animal Kingdom's most unique and nostalgic areas. When we were there in 2024, we also came across the pin trading mass event that happens. We had no idea this happened. It was purely by coincidence. It was just outside of Dinoland, the first one we came across. They get about 5 to 10 to 20 cast members, whoever's available, to go with pin boards and just do trading with the public. They're only there for about 15-20 minutes, and then they disperse across the park back to their normal duties. We also found them in Dinoland next to the dino shop, and we had such fun. And they had triceratops shaped pin boards, and they were named. It was brilliant fun, and I have to thank my sister for us going and doing that, because although we come across the first round by coincidence, she was very much wanting to track them down. And funnily enough, not everyone in the park, cast member wise, knows this happens, so we taught them something, which was kind of fun. So we are saying goodbye as part of the closure to the Triceratops spin, which is an awesome ride. It's like the Dumbo ride. It's like the Magic Kingdom carpet ride for Aladdin. It's like, I can't remember the other ones, but the Dumbo ride. It's like the Dumbo ride. So Triceratops spin, such a cute ride, no wait for it, and just a lot of fun. Along with, as I say, Chester and Hester's Dinosaur Treasures, the Boneyard, which is such a great area, and we happened to encounter because we discovered the Adventure Explorers adventurers out there go and get the badges. So in Animal Kingdom you can actually get for your, it's intended for kids but it's fun for adults too. You know I love a treasure hunt, guys, and this one was no exception. So you go to the Adventure Explorers, you do your little I promise not to hurt the wildlife and explore the wilderness and and then they give you one of these printouts, and it is so cute. You get little stickers at each area and you get to learn a bit of trivia, and one of them is in the Boneland, and this was such an amazing little area for kids. Oh my goodness, so fun, full of kind of fossils and digging, and it was just brilliant. So that is going to be a huge loss as well. What a shame it's going. And as I say, the Fossil Fun Games Midway, that is where I won my little Triceratops. It's all gone, guys. I mean, by 2025, the land was mostly a shell of its former self. Only really Dinosaur and Restaurantosaurus were still standing. But now things are really underway. So what next? Well, as I say, with the end of Dinoland comes the dawn of something brand new, this Tropical America's Pueblo Esperanza. And new permit filings have been covered by WaltDisneyWorldMagic.com, and they're saying that the 11-acre area is going to feel like a lush, lived-in Latin American village, complete with cultural architecture, central fountain, dining, attractions, and a kid-friendly play area. I can't help but think this kind of lends itself better to Epcot than to Dinoland. I would rather have seen Dinoland's day. I think dinosaurs are endlessly enduring, aren't they? Like kids of all ages love dinosaurs. Like I remember us playing Snap when we were little, and we had, well, Pairs rather, and we had dinosaur themed cards. So we knew what an iguanodon was like by the age of 5. This was great. Dinosaurs are loved by everyone, and the shop as well. Sorry, I have to talk about the shop. Let's forget about the new land and what's going on with that, because the shop was amazing. It was such a little treasure trove. I swear I got my mini ears that are like the kind of snake print, but I bought them because they were kind of dinosaur-y and I was having such fun at the Dinoland area. But it was full of pre-to date because it's closed now, officially closed. I'm gutted. It was full of like little dinosaurs, little plastic dinosaurs all over the walls, all over the ceiling. I think there was like a little train and stuff. I took loads of footage of it because it was so much fun, and it was just brilliant. It was such a cool attraction in itself, like well worth going and looking around, and air conditioned, of course. And I just feel like Walt Disney said he never wanted the place to be boring. Like he always wanted you to discover something new at Disney, and I love that. But by the same token, I can't think that there are some things that had real enduring appeal that are being replaced by things that may be just much shorter lived. And one of those things is the Indiana Jones adventure. So from my understanding, this is going to be a ride that probably pretty much picks up the dinosaur trek. You're following Indiana on a quest to find mythical creatures hidden deep within a temple. That would be cool. And Disney have hinted that the version will differ from the existing Indiana Jones adventure rides at Disneyland and Tokyo Disney Sea, and that it will mix familiar action with brand new story elements. And as I say, the second is the Encanto attraction. So this one's kind of more of a first of its kind ride through experience inspired by the film. And inside the magic.net are saying that the attraction will spotlight Antonio Madrigal and his magical bedroom, which is cool because we love him and his ability to speak with animals. That would be awesome, actually. I'm not going to lie. And it would be a good fit for Animal Kingdom and their message of harmony between humans and nature. They are saying there will be a new play area themed around the new location, but like I say, I don't know. Dinosaurs are just awesome. Like, who doesn't love dinosaurs? And of course, because Restaurantosaurus, still the best named in the world, is closed and gone, there is going to be a new quick service restaurant inside a hacienda, a handcrafted carousel inspired by Disney's most beloved animal characters, and a story-rich design that really brings Latin American heritage and wildlife conservation together. So Disney have described this as a living, breathing town that very much like Harambe or Pandora makes you feel like you've stepped into another world. And we know Disney are great at that. Let's not lie. They are really good at the details, and I hope they stay this good, because let's face it, all of these changes, all of these regenerations, they are costing a fortune, and that is why the costs are going up to go to Disney. But why are you going to go to Disney at the moment when everything's closed or boarded off? It really, I know from when we went to Disneyland Paris a couple of years ago, and it was like that. Half of the Walt Disney Studio Park was closed. It just doesn't feel the same. So construction on Tropical Americas is already underway, and it's being reported that the playground, the marketplace, and the major show buildings are now in active development, and the project is progressing behind these new walls, stretching across what was once the Cretaceous Trail. According to Disney's official project timeline, work's going to continue through 2026, and there are a grand opening currently stated of 2027. So that gives Disney Imagineering around a full year of full-scale construction to transform the Dino Institute and the surrounding space into an entirely new environment. And I do think it is really quite sad to say goodbye to one of the original corners of the park. I must admit, the first time we went there, we've only been there twice. The thing I really remember from the first time, as I say, is the characters and their costumes, because they were so stinking cute and they were just absolutely charming. And there were animals in that part of the park as well. When we were there in 2024, I remember we saw one of the little like lizardy gecko things, and it puffed its chest out with the red, and that was really cool to see. It just so happened we saw it next to some of the birds that were there. So we will see what will happen. I mean, long-time engineers have hinted that this new evolution is going to bring Animal Kingdom storytelling to a whole new level. But let's hope that's the case. Let's hope it keeps the charm, because I do like the film Encanto. But you know what? I'm stand by it. There's something about dinosaurs. So, Dinoland, rest in peace. We loved you. I loved all the parts of you, and I'm so glad I got to experience more of you in 2024. You really did capture a unique, quirky flavour that was funny, and there were thrills with the dinosaur ride, and I love the Triceratops spin. I just love that kind of ride. And you really were a reflection of Animal Kingdom's early experimental spirit. And it's got to be said that even as Dr. Seeker's Time Rover heads into extinction, this land paved the way for decades of storytelling innovation. Without Dinoland, the park might never have developed the adventurous tone that made later lands like Pandora so successful. So that's the story, and that is my little tribute to Dinoland. Dinoland, you were a lot of fun. You were colourful, you were quirky. I mean, what's going to happen to the massive dinosaur? Like, I want to give the massive dinosaur a home. He was amazing. Where is he going? What is to become of him? I want to know these things. And it's going to be missed. It is. You know, from fossils to fountains, Dinoland USA is apparently giving way to a bold new age at Disney's Animal Kingdom. If you are excited for Encanto and Indiana Jones, let me know in the comments. Or if you are also nostalgic for the Time Rover days and the Triceratops spin and the rides and the games, you know, let me know. There's no denying that this transformation marks the end of one chapter and the beginning of something new. Maybe incredible. I will withhold judgment. I will attempt to anyway. Until then. If you enjoyed this video, do hit the like button. Feel free to share it, subscribe for more Disney, and do let me know in the comments what's your favourite memory from Dinoland, and are you excited for Tropical Americas? Until next time, thank you so much for joining me. Take care and bye for now.